Today is St. Patrick's Day, or was about an hour ago. That's over. Yay, nobody pinch me. I went and I filmed a good portion of the St. Patrick's Day parade in my city, but it took too long. It was well over 2 hours, and I ran out of battery, and I was only really filming it to try to get the whole thing, and since I ran out of battery, I'm ordering new batteries. But it was pretty uneventful anyway. A bunch of politicians that were running for office drove through the parade, and they were showing off their convertibles and sitting on the back, of course. And during one part of the parade, there were some lowriders that were all showing off how they could do the hydraulic thing and do the back end up and then the front end up. And then there was this one that just had awesome ability to jump, right? But there was an entire family in the car, and the guy jumped his car, and his little girl in the back seat hit her head on the roof, and so he had to stop and console his daughter, and it happened right in front of me on my camera. But that was it. That was out of 2 hours of watching this parade. That was pretty much the only eventful thing. So I'll be putting some of the footage from the parade on my family channel, the family footage, but nothing that I wanted to post to my main channel. But I do have something that I wanted to share with you guys. I have a letter from the El Paso County Republican Party, and it is stamped official call. That's awesome. They have a stamp for that. So, I don't know what's in this. I'm going to open it up. It's sealed with a sticker with my name and address on it. Okay, so first thing is a piece of paper. The headline is, "Where do I go and when do I go there?" You should only attend your district meetings and the general session of the county assembly. So just my district. Okay. You must know which district to attend. Please arrive at Liberty High School no sooner than 1 hour prior to the start of your first district meeting, or go to the main General Assembly to find your districts. See the sticker on this envelope. Oh, that's what I put. Okay, I am Senate District 10 and House District 16 and City Commissioner 5. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I've got to be there like 7:15 in the morning for House District 16. No, wait. My House District 16 is 1:50 p.m. Okay. Gotcha. So then there is Senate District 10, which is 12:30, and City Commissioner 5. Don't see it on the list. Wow. Okay. I'll have to look that stuff up later. The next piece of paper. El Paso County Assembly and Convention official call. Assembly information available at goelpasodel.com. Click the Assemblies tab. Okay, so I guess this is my official call with registration and agenda information. Awesome. And this last piece of paper, what's this say? Rules for the County Assembly. I'm going to read these. I've been studying Robert's Rules of Order, and I've been told that in every county assembly that's happened in my county since like the beginning of time, they always propose changes to the rules. So, I'm expecting all of this to change like at the last minute. So, I'll read it, but I'm not going to put any stock in it. These are the proposed resolutions for the 2012 El Paso County Assembly. Number 1, they want more economic growth. Number 2, they want to replace leadership to help the economy. Leadership being the president. They think kicking the president out of office will help the economy. Number 3, energy development. They want the Keystone Pipeline. Number 4, balanced budget. Number 5, end federal deficit. Number 6, they support the Constitution of the United States. Shocker. Number 7, Constitution Supreme. We support the Constitution of the United States as the supreme law of this nation and oppose any treaty or international initiative that would supersede our Constitution. It's just weird how they underlined Constitution Supreme. I get a little queasy as a person of many mixed races, like this one and a couple of others. When I see the word supreme, anything, I don't like it. National defense. We support a strong national defense as a community. We support the men and women and their families who serve our nation in the armed forces. Yay. Healthcare. Wow. Getting people to agree on that. That's going to be hard. Overturn of Obamacare. And I wonder if we're just going to turn it into Romney Care, which is like take away the platinum level of the health care that Obama has in place, you know. And then make it not federal, but give it all to the states so that there can be more room for people not having enough oversight because it's 50 different states, and then even more corruption can happen. Yeah, if you're going to overturn Obamacare, Romney Care, not what I am in favor of, if you can't tell. Transparency in government. That's why I'm not in favor of Romney Care. If we're going to have a top-down system where we have something like universal health care and there's different levels to it, and we all get a chance to buy into these healthcare plans that are all government intervened. I would rather have it all federal than see 50 different states all have 50 different corrupt ways of doing things because it's very hard for the people who watch the Watchers to keep up with 50 different forms of corruption. Or we could just not do with top-down forms of health insurance. Election integrity. We support changes in Colorado law to require photo identification for polling place voting and proof of citizenship at registration. Wow. I've been a citizen all my life, and I don't know that I could prove my citizenship to whatever their standard that they're proposing is, but wow. Especially like on the spot if I forgot my birth certificate, you know. I'd have to just say, look, I'm here, that's proof that I was born. No congressional exceptions. We support uniform application of the same laws and rules for Congress as apply to all the other citizens. Duh. Why is this needed? Let's see. Term limits. They want citizens to be able to establish term limits for elected office, and let's see. Support for manufacturing. We support American manufacturing and oppose unfair trade practices by other nations. Yes. How dare those other nations have manufacturing and trade practices? Let's see. Right to work. We support the right of Coloradans to work in both the public and private sectors without mandatory union membership or dues. You know, as a union electrician, this it's basically, to me, it looks like they're trying to strike while the iron's hot. While there is no work for union workers, they're trying to kill the union ideals, you know, while they're in their weakened state. Because I know myself, I've been looking outside my union for work, because there pretty much is none in the manufacturing sector anymore. All the manufacturing jobs are gone. And wouldn't it be nice for them to not have to pay their employees as much when the manufacturing jobs do come back? Immigration. We support and welcome legal immigration and believe that the legal immigration system should be reformed and that our borders should be secured. We oppose federal and state benefits afforded to citizens for illegal aliens, including in state tuition. It seems about a bit at odds with itself that they believe they welcome legal immigration, but then they want the legal immigration system to be reformed to secure the borders. But they're welcoming, but they want the borders more secure, even with the legal form of them coming over. Religious liberty. We affirm the First Amendment's protection for religious liberty, including the open practice of religion, and condemn the Obama administration's illegal attempts to dictate practices to religious organizations. Okay. Second Amendment. We affirm our support of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and the right of all peaceable and law-abiding individual citizens to keep and bear arms of their choice without prior restraint. Well, it's interesting that they put the caveats of peaceable and law-abiding. Yeah. Marriage. We support the Colorado Constitution's definition and protection of marriage as a union between one man and one woman. Because, yeah, that's really threatened here in Colorado. By the way, we just had a bill passed by our House, our state House of Representatives, that this was just yesterday, and it basically makes a first-degree murder offense for killing an unborn child. It's one step, in the process of trying to make abortion illegal in Colorado. The next one is right to life. We acknowledge that this nation was founded on the principle that all human beings are created equal with respect to their natural and unalienable right to life, and are therefore entitled to equal protection under the law from conception until natural death. We endorse this founding principle and will work to return equal protection of the right to life to all human beings, born or unborn. I heard a nice joke last night. It went, it was from the Daily Show. It was, what's the difference between a corporation, a fertilized egg, and a woman in Oklahoma? And the answer was, one of those people, or one of those things is not considered a person in Oklahoma. And yeah, I probably slaughtered that joke, but I wish this right to life would extend to more than just fetuses, because it seems really weird that, we can put people to death, we can, use capital punishment, we can wage wars all over. We'll defend people's rights to kill people on our own property if they're trespassing, but the right to life is sacred if you're a fucking embryo. Let's see. Education. We recognize that the parents are responsible for educating their children and support the rights of parents to choose how to supplement that education, including private, public, and home schooling. Really, when I look at the education platform of the Republican Party, it seems less about the quality of education that children are receiving, and more about a fight with unions, teachers' unions in particular, and trying to pay them even less than they're being paid. And so they want voucher systems. They want the money to follow the student and defund schools that they don't like, that might be teaching things that they don't want, but also because they want to break the back of the teachers' unions. Death to unions wherever we find them. And I wish it was more about the quality of education that the children were receiving, and I wish that the people who were determining the quality of the education were themselves educated. Opposition to legalization. We oppose Amendment 64 that would legalize marijuana usage under Colorado law. That's not true for a good number of the delegates that I know. So, those are proposed resolutions. I bet you in my county, that one actually doesn't pass by a very good majority. And I will keep tabs on that one. And number 24, support for the Republican nominee. We recognize that while we may differ on which nominees for our party may be best, we hereby announce our support for the candidates which are nominated by the Republican Party. So, we pull everybody underneath one tent, and, everyone wants a different front runner, and while we're all underneath this tent right now and the race is still heated, get everyone to pledge to support whoever wins, because maybe if one of them doesn't win, he might drop out and become a third-party candidate and take his votes with him. And so we want people to pledge right now while everyone's still underneath this one tent, because I'm pretty sure that with one candidate in particular, with there's a internet petition going around right now for that one particular candidate that says that if he does not win the Republican primary, that people are going to not vote for the Republican primary winner. They're going to vote write-in and write this candidate in because they feel that strongly about it. So they're basically making an all-or-nothing pledge, which is completely counter to this. And when I see that all-or-nothing pledge has been signed by, well, it was like 200,000 people last I checked, I see the need for something like this. But I wonder, because there were a few proposed resolutions that were passed in my caucus, and not one of these has shown up here. The night of my caucus, I came back and told you all that I won the delegate seat for county, state, congressional, and judicial, and we sent some resolutions, and one of them was to not have any live wolves used as population control, because the wolves will be apex predators and we'll never be able to get rid of them, and they will kill for fun. Nowhere here is that. And I remember voting for it. My entire caucus room all unanimously said yes to that. I myself proposed a resolution that we make a state law protecting cemeteries from tourism that is, like ghost tours. And it's nowhere here. So if it didn't make it to the county level, I doubt it'll make it to the state level. And I wonder who decided that it wasn't a good resolution when even that one was unanimously a yes in the room. No one voted nay on my resolution. Now, on second thought, this Constitution one, we actually had someone who, like, verbatim said, legalize the Constitution. That was their resolution out of my caucus room. So from my precinct, I will say 1 out of the 4 different things that we put forth actually showed up here on this list of resolutions. And I wonder why the other ones didn't show up, even though they seem a bit oddball for the national platform. They do, on a county level, make sense. Even on a state level, they make sense, and they're not here. So, I don't know who I'll talk to about this, because, well, first I'll talk to my precinct captain and ask where those resolutions that we passed to get sent up went. But that'll all happen on March 24th. So I'll be busy all day March 24th. And some of my delegate friends told me that we're all showing up at like 6:30 because credentialing is over at 11, and we should show up and vote often and be present often and not let them pull any kind of crap. So, that's it. That's the unboxing of my invitation to the county convention for the Republican Party. And I hope it doesn't go like some of the caucuses just went in Michigan, I believe. I just read that there were some people that were arrested that were supporters of a particular candidate, and I guess that's where we're going these days, that people are trying to take over the conventions by passing new convention rules right away. These rules that I got, they're not going to be the rules that we all get when we walk in the door. Like, this is 2 weeks in advance. What we get when we walk in the door will be whatever. And it'll be people trying to pull a fast one on other people. And if people are resistant to these rules that are basically feeding the good old boy system, then we could have just the same kind of activity as what we're seeing in other caucuses, where people actually get arrested for making too much of a stink about rules. If you've never looked at Robert's Rules of Order, my first encounter with it was during the General Assemblies of Occupation Protesting. It sucks. It's like a whole different language, and people use rules to keep people from speaking. And you have to get the floor, basically. So, yeah, this went from a cool, I have something to show you in 2 minutes video because I thought it would just be like a golden ticket or something in that envelope, and now it's turned into a ramble. And I hope everybody was able to earn another level in World of Warcraft while they were listening to me talk and not actually watching anything on the YouTube screen, because they had me behind the World of Warcraft. Watch me catch one more person say, "Oh, you caught me."